It's funny, I took my boss for a drive in the car today. We took it to lunch. And that was the first thing he looked at and goes, "Oh, I hate the dash." I thought, why? I thought it was actually pretty good. He couldn't tell me why, but I just like to take people's opinion without trying to pull it apart and get a real sense of why they said something. My boss had also been in the Hyundai i40 the week before this car. And when he got in this one, he goes, "Yeah, I like this one better than the i40. I'd buy this over the i40, but I wouldn't buy a Mitsubishi, you know what I mean?" Which I found really strange. So basically he was saying that his preference was this car over the i40. So clearly he wouldn't buy an i40 either. And that was one of his main beefs as well with the Hyundai Genesis, was that it had the H on it. And I try to argue the point about, yes, Hyundai have a bad reputation for unreliable vehicles over the last 30 or so years that they've been in the country. So their earlier vehicles were pretty crap. And they've certainly tried to address that with their newer vehicles and applied a very big warranty to their range to make sure that their vehicles are, I guess, to build their brand reputation and improve the reliability of the brand. So that people don't look at it now and go, "Oh, it's a Hyundai, I'm not going to buy it." And that seems to be working, because they sold 5,000 i30s last month. 5,000. It was the best-selling car in the country. So they must be doing something right. But again, the same issue that my in-laws had with their Hyundai way back 20 years ago, and the same reason why they won't consider a Hyundai now. My boss had the same issue with a Mitsubishi. He had a Mitsubishi Colt, so it must have been quite a few years ago. So he had a Mitsubishi Colt where he said it was just an absolute piece of shit. He had heaps of problems with it. It was in the shop all the time. But it was a very long time ago that he had it. And his wife had bought it brand new, so I reckon it would have been probably a good 20 years. It wasn't the last Colt that had just been released, say, 5 or 10 years ago. He said it was well before that. So that really goes to show how, and you can kind of understand this, I guess, normally people's opinions are neutral until they get some sort of outside influence. Now, the strength of an outside influence may be somebody's opinion, like me telling you that this is a good car. When really I don't know how reliable this car is, because I've only had it for 23 hours. But somebody who's had a car and gone through the pain of having to get it repaired and taken to the shop and giving it back and swapping it around and having to deal with the warranty guy and having to deal with the service guy at the dealership, all those headaches, even if they happened 20 years ago, is the only reliable and specific experience you have with the brand. So when they say first impressions last, it certainly happens with a brand. So if your brand starts fucking with customers, they're not going to like the brand forever. Forever. That's pretty important if you want a repeat customer.